everyone at Saving Dinner. It is Caroline here today. I am Leanne's daughter, and I also have my own little food website called Untitled Salt. So feel free to follow along if you want. We're gonna make one of my recipes today for the cooking lesson, and it's my Spicy Garlicky Vodka Sauce. It's one of my favorites. I just put it on my blog last week, and I have made it way more times than one should. I mean, but I think we're all probably eating a lot of pasta right now. While we're all staying home and being safe, we might as well just binge on carbs. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm also making a lot because like this batch of vodka sauce, my recipe will make 2 servings worth for 4 people. So basically it makes enough sauce so you can heat it back up the next day with some fresh pasta and have 2 meals. Or what I've been doing is I reserve half the sauce and then I leave it on a friend's doorstep. So I don't know, good to share the love right now. But anyways, I don't have my husband here to help me with the camera, so it's gonna be a little awkward. I don't have like an easel, so I'm gonna try to show you everything I'm doing as I do it. But first, let me flip the camera and I'll show you my little mise en place, all my ingredients. All right, we got tomatoes. Okay, these are Bianco di Napoli. They are the best canned tomatoes just that exist. They're so good. I believe they're grown in California, but they taste like summer. I could eat them straight out of the can. If you can find them, because they can be hard to track down, get as many as possible. We got Parmesan rind. I have lots of chopped onion and garlic, just a heap of garlic. I'm telling you, I don't hold back on garlic ever. And we got Parmesan, we got anchovies, red pepper flakes because I'm out of Calabrian chili peppers, which I use in my recipe, but I've been making this so much that I ran out, so what you gonna do? And we got some half and half. The recipe calls for heavy cream, but I had half and half in my fridge, so we're working with what we got. So let's come over here and get my big pan heating up over medium-high heat, and we're going to season our water. Always cook pasta in seasoned pasta water. Like you want it to taste like the sea. Use a lot of salt, and we're gonna get that boiling. But let's see. You want to season your pasta water because pasta, you're gonna be eating it. You want it to taste like something. So get it nice and salty, and it adds a lot to your dish. And pasta water is gold if you're using it to help thicken a sauce, or you want to help add something to the sauce but you don't want to add more cream or whatever. Just add a little bit of that seasoned pasta water to any sauce, and it'll help keep it nice and creamy, and all the good starches from the water and from the pasta get mixed in. So okay, I'm gonna flip the camera again. Like I said, it's kind of awkward. I'm sorry. I wish I could show you all of me doing this, but we're making do with what we have. All right, first to go in is going to be some olive oil. If I can unscrew it with one hand. And we're going right in here. I'm just eyeballing it. The recipe calls for, let's see, 5 tablespoons, which that's about 5 tablespoons. I just want to kind of generously coat the bottom of the pan. And now we're going to add all of our garlic and onion. Don't want to lose any bits. All right. Here we go. Hey Mom, I see you're on here. Thank you for leaving comments. All right, so we got our onions and we have our garlic in the pan. And we want to cook these for about 5 to 6 minutes over medium-high heat. We just want them to get, the onions to get like nice and translucent and a little cooked. So, yeah. And then next to be going in, once that gets going, will be the anchovies. And I'm gonna flip this around. I think I can kind of rig my phone on the little shutter by my window. Well, let's see. There we go. All right, so we're gonna wait for the onions to cook. We're gonna open up these little anchovies. Anchovies should be nice and pink when you open up the tin, and you don't taste these in here. If you don't like fishy things, just give anchovies a chance. I don't like really fishy things, but I now cook with anchovies all the time because they just add a nice meatiness and a saltiness, but no fishiness. Or if you want someone to try anchovies that refuses to try them, this is a great recipe to trick them into eating anchovies. Because when we add them to the skillet, they're just going to dissolve into whatever's cooking. And there you have it. All right. Got our anchovies over there. And now we wait. Also, this little apron here, you can see it's like a smock apron that goes over my shoulders. No tying involved. I wear this all day, every day. I found it on Amazon. I have a shop link on my site that lists this apron. It's like 20 bucks. It's just linen and cotton. It's amazing. It has pockets. It is probably my most worn item of clothing. Alrighty. Onions are looking good. I'm gonna go through these comments here, see if there's any questions I can answer while I'm waiting. Woo. All right. Is this on the website? This is on my website, inheritedsalt.com. I think have it linked in the description of this video. So I can also go back and post it in the comments after the video is over. But yes, it's on my website, super easy to make, and it's so delicious. Alrighty. Usually I would take this time to pour myself a glass of wine, but I'm on the West Coast and it is just after 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna try to hold off for another few hours. But if you are on the East Coast or somewhere where it is an appropriate time to drink, get yourself a glass of wine. Doesn't hurt. Yes, inheritedsalt.com, that's right. Hello everyone. Oh, show the anchovies. Let's see. I've never seen anchovies. Yes, let me pull them out. So here they are in my little tin. This is an anchovy fillet. Hi, little guy. You know, they're not very cute, but they get the job done. So I highly recommend them. They're cheap, they're a pantry item. Oh, that's the other great thing about this recipe. It's mostly pantry items. I think the only things that aren't pantry items are garlic, onion, half and half, and Parmesan. The rest is all pantry. So, and I know we're all trying to make more pantry-based meals, so this is one of them. All right, onions are looking like they're ready. Okay, so let's add some anchovies. I'm gonna leave the camera there so I can have both my hands. In they go. We're adding 6 anchovy fillets. They're just gonna add a little something. And there will be leftover anchovies, which is fine. That can be used for Caesar dressing, homemade Caesar dressing. Excuse me, my timer's going off. Whew. Yeah, let's see, how's the timer going for my bread? So, there you have it. All right. Oh, my dog looks very content. Yeah, he's passed out. I have three huskies. Okay. The other thing that's going in right now are the red pepper flakes. So I'm gonna flip the camera back around. And here we go. So you see the anchovies in there? They're just gonna dissolve. Disappearing right into there. Show us your bread. I don't have any bread made right now. I just have dough. I'll show it in a second. All right. Okay. It's looking good. Next step is we are going to add, let's see, we're going to do the tomato paste. I always like to get tomato paste in a tube, just because those little cans you never, typically in recipes you only need a couple tablespoons, and then you're stuck with, you know, half of a can of those tiny little 8-ounce cans, and you never know when you're going to be able to use it before it goes bad. But in we go. All right. It's going to get nice and fragrant. Ready. And now let's add some vodka sauce, or vodka sauce. Let's just add vodka. I swear I haven't been drinking. Okay. Oh, man. Don't stand right over the pot whenever you add the vodka, because you'll be drunk in seconds off just the fumes. Hello again. I'm flipping back around. I'll put y'all here. Okay, so now the vodka is just going to cook for about 3-4 minutes until the vodka basically reduces by half. And it helps deglaze the pan and get all that good stuff off the bottom. Oh, it already smells so good. There. Okay. Turn my heat down a bit. And then we are going to add tomatoes using my precious Bianco. So I do one big 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and now I'm gonna go fill this with like halfway up with water to get all that good stuff out of there. I don't have a cameraman. I'm not prepared today. I found out this morning because my mother texted me that I was doing this live, so I'm sorry if I'm not as prepared as I should be. All right, so in go the crushed tomatoes. It's looking good. Ooh, I got boiling pasta water. Okay, next we're gonna do whole tomatoes, and the best part about these is you gotta use your hands and smash them, which I'll show you because it is one of the most satisfying things. Okay, let's see here. All right, here's where you take out all your quarantine frustrations. Just crush these suckers. There they go. Ooh, that just went all across my kitchen, but that's fine. It's not fun if you're not making a mess. Okay, getting all these in here. Ooh, got the, don't want the basil that it's packed with. I mean, if you're, you know, not wanting to get your hands dirty, you can do this with a spoon, but I mean, this is what I call therapy, so I would not skip this step. Take advantage of it. Get your hands in there. All right. Yes, my mother is very wonderful. Thank you for the reminder, Mom. You are wonderful. All right, and there's always some basil that gets packed in there. I just remove that and set it aside. But now all these yummy juices, they go in there too. Okay, let me see. I now have to rinse off my tomato crusher. I'm back at it. Okay, got tomatoes in. We're gonna give it a good stir to get them incorporated. Alright, now we're going to add Parmesan rind. Always buy Parmesan with rind on it because rinds are pure gold. They are just these incredible little flavor nuggets that add so much deliciousness to any sauce they come in contact with. You're not going to eat them, but you're going to make the most of them. So they go in, and now they're going to cook with the tomatoes. And they're just going to kind of simmer on a lower heat for 35 to 40 minutes. You just want them to get nice and thick, and you want to get all that flavor out of the Parmesan rind. And also, I'm distracted by all my camera movement. We should be salting as we go. I don't list any specific salt amount on my recipe because I'm a firm believer in salt to taste. So add salt, be generous. You want to bring out all the wonderful flavors you have happening in the pot. And pepper, use freshly ground pepper. Do not ever use pre-ground pepper. Oh, don't do it. Okay. Alright, so she's looking good. She's looking happy. 1 second. Alright, so the nice thing is, as I mentioned before, I've been making a lot of vodka sauce this week, and I happen to have some already made in my fridge. So I'm going to heat that up in a skillet to enjoy with my noodles, because I don't think you guys want to hang out here for 35 minutes while I have nothing to talk about. If it were later in the day, I'd use this time to make a cocktail, but like I said, I'm on the West Coast and I don't need a drink right now. I do need some coffee actually, but I will get to that in a minute. So let me replenish some of my pasta water because it evaporated. Goes in the pot. And let me grab my dough so I can show you Oh, no, I thought I had a loaf here, but I think I gave it away this morning. So I do not have a prepared loaf of dough, but I've been making a lot of sourdough, which I know the rest of the world is making sourdough right now, but it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. I have two starters, Cordelia, she's my original baby, and Lil Sebastian, which is named after the miniature horse from Parks and Rec, if you watch that show. But yeah, they've been great. It's fun. It's a fun little ritual to get to practice every day, feeding and discarding and making bread and folding dough hour after hour. But yeah, let me show you the dough station. Actually, I can show you, I'll fold it right now. I did a huge batch. So let's see. Here we go. Haha. Yeah, I have to take the charger for my phone with me. And yes, my counter is covered in flour because, like I said, I'm just making bread day after day. So here's this big boy, makes 4 loaves, and it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna get a little water on my hand. Then I fold and I get all the way underneath and I stretch it across. There we go. Sourdough also makes incredible pizza dough. I did that last Sunday. Oh, I think that will be a new Sunday tradition, making pizza dough over the weekend. Okay. And you want to be gentle, so you just want to capture all that good air inside there. Yep. So she's looking good. She's happy. She's folding. That is my dough. I'm glad I could share it. I did do a post on my website called Sourdough Diaries, and you can see pictures of like the actual loaves I make there. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun and I'm excited. So I'm just gonna cover her back up, and there we have it. And that's sourdough. Okay, we're gonna go back. Let's make some pasta. Yeah, I'm getting pretty hungry. Okay. Woo. Gluten fest. It is a gluten fest. Yeah, I don't eat with any dietary restrictions. I'm making pasta and endless bread, so yep. Thankfully, I don't have restrictions, which is really nice. I mean, it does mean I need to be a little careful sometimes. But, all right, bringing that water back up to a boil. Also, I got this really beautiful rigatoni. I just prefer it over penne. At a local market we have here. I'm in Portland. Just look at these little guys. They're just so pretty. Oh, they're from Italy. They're gonna be pretty. But I'm excited to make some of that. I'm only making enough for me, especially because the pasta is best when it's fresh out of the water. But I will start heating up some pasta sauce. Have any Saving Dinner people been making sourdough? Anyone out there? Because you should. Okay, well, I got boiling water. I'm gonna add a handful of pasta. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to show you as soon as I can. Heat up some water here. Okay, let's go back to the food. So here we have the simmering sauce with the Parmesan rinds. Looking good. And we got our noodles. They're in. They're submerged. All right. And then my tiny little serving size for one that I'm reheating of sauce I made a couple days ago. I'm very excited for lunch. It's gonna be delicious. But yeah, this is, everyone wants my starter recipe. Ooh, okay. I have all the instructions for my starter on my blog. It is the most recent post on there. You'll see it on the front page, the home page, if you go to inheritedsalt.com. And just scroll down towards the end of the post and you'll see I have the instructions for how I keep my starter. It's great. I know flour is hard to come by. I recommend, let's see, if you have any local flour providers, like anyone that has local wheat, that would be best. I've been making bread with local grains and it tastes so good. And it's not going to be as hard on your digestive system because it's natural fermented yeast that you're making with your starter, and then using like great locally sourced grains is always going to be better than any processed store-bought shenanigan. Ooh, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good. All right. Yeah. Instagram. Yes, I'm better about Instagram than I am Facebook, which I feel like is a millennial thing, but so if you're on Instagram, find me over there. Join me. I do have a Facebook page too, and I try to link the account since I'm so bad about hopping on my Facebook page. But all right. So basically with your pasta, you just want to cook it until it's about al dente, because you're gonna also finish cooking it a little bit in the hot sauce. And plus I like my pasta al dente. I like it to have a little bit of oomph to it. So I'm gonna come over here, see how this guy's doing. Alrighty. Yeah, COVID has changed my mother. The woman that never bakes is dying to bake. I always find that entertaining. I'm excited to see your starter, Mom. Okay. I'm gonna test one of my little noodles out. Let's see how it is. Ah. Ooh. A little too al dente. I never used to season my water when I made pasta, and then when I finally learned I had to season it, it has been a game changer. Just because you always want to instill flavor into what you're cooking. Same is true with like blanching vegetables. Season your water. Makes for better veggies. Gets the salt really in there. Looking good. Need a bigger stovetop. My dream would be to have a big gas range. One day I will. Okay, let's see. Testing another noodle. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Marla said you don't need vodka for vodka sauce. I mean, it wouldn't be vodka sauce anymore. However, I do have some friends that don't have vodka and are trying to avoid going to the store right now. So, I mean, something else that would be really delicious in this would be maybe a little red wine. I mean, can't hurt. I would try that out. Or if you don't have any of that, let's see, if you're trying to avoid alcohol altogether, you could maybe do, I guess, a splash of broth. It'd be fine. It'd still be delicious. It's mostly to deglaze the pan and add a little bit of flavor. So here we have it. Okay, we'll see. Any other questions? Oh, tequila. I don't know if tequila would work, but you should definitely be drinking the tequila while you make this. When will I add the cream? Ooh, okay. Yeah, so you won't see me add the cream and the Parmesan because this has to keep cooking for a while. The sauce is simmering for 35-40 minutes, but right before you serve, you stir in the heavy cream and you stir in the cheese and then toss it with your noodles and you're good to go. Like I said, the full recipe with all the instructions and all the measurements are all on my blog. I have it linked here. We'll link it in the comments again, but let's add, for the time being, some noodles to some vodka sauce because I'm hungry. I'm ready. All right. Here we go. I have this little spider strainer that is amazing. Found it at Goodwill. I'm a heavy thrifter. Ooh. There we go. Let's see. Get it. Oh, I lost a noodle. Oh, precious commodity. One of my dogs will enjoy that little snack I'm leaving for them. Okay. Here we go. Okay, now let's plate it and add fresh parm on top always. Okay. I mean, it's just a really beautiful thing. Fresh pasta. Oh, and this vodka sauce. God, it's so good. Okay, I'm gonna steal some parm from the parm I shaved for my sauce that I'm making. We're gonna throw her on top. Just a nice handful. And now we're gonna enjoy it. So good. Maybe even better the next time you make it. Because like I said at the beginning of the video, my sauce recipe makes enough for 2 batches. Only cook pasta when you're about to eat it. So don't make a ton of pasta and then put it in the fridge. I mean, you can reheat it, but I think reheated pasta tastes kind of gummy and it just loses its integrity. So I would always make pasta when you're ready to eat. But yeah, you get 2 big batches of vodka sauce with this. And so it's gonna sit in the fridge and just get better flavor. It hangs out in the fridge. You can do it up to 5 days. I haven't tried freezing it. I don't know how well it would freeze. I'm sure it would probably be fine, but if you do want to freeze it, I would maybe freeze a portion of the sauce before you add the dairy, because sometimes the dairy can separate in the freezer. So just a thought, but test it out and see if it works. I'm sure it does. But all right, that's it. Thank you for joining me in my impromptu live. here on Saving Dinner. I'll go through all the comments and answer any questions I might have missed because I know I've been a little distracted. Next time I do this, I'll hopefully have my handy dandy husband, aka assistant, to hold the phone so I can show you more of what I'm doing while I'm doing it. All right, I hope you guys have a great Thursday. Bye.